I know we usually like to start with a quote, but I can't do that this week because I don't fucking speak Dutch.
Yeah, you can't see it right now, but instead we're just doing jazz ballet.
Jazz ballet, it is wild to me that the implication was that he was like a professional dancer at one point in time. And then he ends with those goofy ass, like he's just punching the air.
It's so unserious. Like, you know how like when little kids dance, like a 6-year-old, and you see them going off and it's just the wackiest shit you've ever seen, where they really think that they did something.
They're like, look, and then they just like jump and fall on the ground and you're like, good for you, honestly.
Good job, Todd.
But yeah, is European jazz ballet,
is that a thing?
just spinning with your arms out?
Any Europeans that happen to listen to this podcast, let us know. Also, why are you listening to this podcast?
No, I think we have a handful. We have a handful of friends over yonder. I was DMing or I tweeted something about like first day of school outfits, and one of our listeners responded and was like, "Oh, like I'm so jealous. I wish I was American. Like we had to wear school uniforms." And I'm like, "Well, at least you have healthcare." You know, like
yeah, it's give and take. We can't have everything.
I got to wear knee-high Converse on the first day of 7th grade.
Oh, you would.
You get, subsidized, socialized healthcare. Must be nice.
Anyways, welcome to the podcast.
Yeah, this is our podcast. It's The Swamp. It's an acronym.
Stands for some whack-ass movie podcasting.
And I think we should get in the habit of introducing ourselves, because
we're really bad.
Somebody recently was like, oh, I struggle discerning whose voice is who, which 90% of the podcasts I listen to, I just like don't care to like... No. I don't know, but if you have like in your mind, if you're looking at our like logo or whatever, there's a frog and an alligator. This is the voice of Dara. I'm the alligator.
And I'm Emily. I am the frog.
If that is important to you, just that's a distinction. But
just so you can assign characters. I'd like to think that when you're listening to this, you're not like picturing human beings, like it is just like two animals sitting on a couch.
An anthropomorphized alligator and a frog on a couch talking about the 2020 Dutch film Another Round.
Exactly. It's like what is it? What were those books with where like the kids like turned into the animals or whatever?
Animorphs?
Yeah, we're just animorph. Whenever we do the podcast, we go through that metamorphosis and we I'm a frog and you're an alligator.
But
and then once we're done recording, we switch back.
I like in the midpoint of the Animorphs covers were always just so funny, because it's like, what is the halfway point between like a boy and a golden retriever? Like it's very like The Fly, Jeff Goldblum.
Exactly, like, very fly.
Brundlefly
coded. Not Brundlefly.
But so we are doing Menu March, and we decided instead of a food movie, we would end with a drink movie.
Yeah, it's more of our brand, honestly, and it's pretty on brand for us today. We're a little hungover. Went out last night, had a lovely meal. Really started our night the same way that the gentlemen start their drinking experiment. They're
like they eat a lot of shrimp in this movie, I feel.
Yeah, which I'm gonna get back to that.
But last night, for anyone who watches Drag Race, last night Emily was just like, oh, let's go to a drag bar, like a local drag bar, and fucking Lucy DeLuca performed Let Loose by Lucy LaDuca. Let Loose! I got to meet her. It was crazy. Like, I did not think any of you understood the ramifications of what had happened to me last night.
No, we were just... I had never seen you so happy in your entire life, I don't think. You were happier than I saw you on your wedding day.
Well, yeah, because I did not marry Lucy LaDuca.
But yeah, it was just one of those. Well, I mean, because there was 4 Connecticut queens on this season,
which was whack as fuck. Like, statistically unimaginable.
Yeah.
That 4 girls from Hartford, Connecticut would be on the same season of Drag Race. But that is neither here nor there. We did keep our blood alcohol content levels well above 0.05
yeah.
last night, I believe.
Well, we were at a gay bar, so I mean, just one drink is gonna get you like to like 0.1.
So we're at another round is a movie. You had seen it and you recommended it to me. It won the Oscar for Best International Feature.
Yeah.
But I had never seen it before, but I like was aware of it. But it's basically
a good movie.
The plot is that these 4 high school teachers who are friends decide to do this experiment where they try to keep their blood alcohol content level above 0.05 at all times. But they do put some rules that it's like no drinking after 8 p.m., no drinking on weekends. So it's basically they're just like drinking at work.
Yeah, essentially.
And I was looking into it. I guess this is the study that they are referencing is real. Mm-hmm. They did not make...
Not even a study, it's a theory.
Theory. That it was not, like, made up for the purposes of this movie. Mm-hmm. But it was, like, a fleeting statement in a much larger report that was, like, the psychological effects of wine on humans. Uh-huh. And it was, like, basically, like, yeah, alcohol makes you feel nice. In a perfect world, we'd all be at a 0.05 all the time, and that would be really fun. But... And then the report goes on to be like, but that is not sustainable good or... Yeah. And the guy who actually... This sounds like a theory that would be like some fucking Socrates-ass old shit, but this man is still alive. He's like 66. It's not... It's like a pretty recent, report that was published or whatever. And he was really concerned because he was like, they took one statement and like... really ran with it, and he's like, and I don't want that to like decredit me as like a literal doctor.
He's like, but I know what I'm talking about.
I guess he then, when he saw the movie, he was like, oh, it does, they do obviously say that it's bad and not a thing you should do. So he was like, and he didn't really care that they sort of fictionalized the study. But 0.05, I was looking into it.
It's like 2 glasses of wine, right?
It said, okay, so one thing I read said that it's 4 standard drinks for an 170-pound male or 3 for an 140-pound female on an empty stomach. But then another thing I read said 1 drink. So I have no concept. It could be anywhere between 1 and 4, depending on who you are, what you've eaten, body weight, gender.
There's so many variables.
It seems to, but to put it into context for me, the thing that made the most sense to sort of gauge how drunk 0.05 is that 0.08 is the legal driving limit.
Oh, yeah.
In Massachusetts, at least. So 0.08 is you are considered legally intoxicated, like, to drive. Yeah. So 0.05 is under that. So let's, reasonably you could be driving with this. Yeah. Not that you should, but, So probably 2 drinks then. Yeah. Because I think that's, like, kind of, like, the standard, I feel. But I feel like... Like, if you have more than, like, 2 drinks, I feel like don't drive. Yeah. Yeah. But I think it's a slippery slope as far as, like, getting there is one thing, but sustaining it is another. That's hard. To me, because how do you... I don't know. The movie doesn't really go into the stipulations. It shows that they all have little, like, keychain breathalyzers, and they're, like, trying to check themselves or whatever. And at one point, they do say, like, let's bump it up to 0.1. Yeah. Which is... a big leap, I think. Yes. Because I also was looking, and I think the amount that you would, like, probably die at is 4%. It's like, you will be comatose. Yeah. So anywhere between 1% and 4% is, like, you are so trashed you will probably get alcohol poisoning or at least... And die. Be drunk enough to, like, not have any good judgment. Yeah. Like, you're passed out in the field. Yeah, like, behind your house. Fall asleep on the toilet. Couldn't be me. I am known to just fall asleep, like, where I am, like, standing up. Yeah, like, yeah. I can sleep You've been at a party and, like, talking to people, like, in the middle of a conversation. And she just, her head just dips and then she's just down. To add to, like, the myriad of my other sleep issues. Like, I can and will fall asleep on concrete. Like, last night I slept on a yoga bow. You requested the yoga bow. It's just like a silly little beanbag. It's a lot of fun. Yoga bow with a weighted blanket combo is my god unmatched. Not sponsored, but if Yoga Bow would like me to send me some free product, I will run an ad spot. We've been, like, pretty adamantly against running ads on the podcast. Not that we've had, not that we've had a slew of offers. Yeah. But if the 2 brands I would request, if they would send me one of those GERD pillows. Do you ever get the TikTok ads for these? No. I'm a Tums girly.
Yes.
I pop.
You guzzled them this morning.
I had like the Tums dust on my face, and you were like, Dara, did you like forget to like wipe off some acne cream or something? And I was like, what? And I just like off of my chin, just like a clump of just Tums dust, just neutralizing all of the GERD in me. But there are these pillows that like, you know, like the pregnancy pillows?
Yeah.
That are like basically a big like U, and you kind of swedge yourself in it and you kind of like spoon it.
Yeah.
It's relatively similar, but it sort of props you up so that all of like your acid is positioned to neutralize itself.
Huh.
And so a GERD pillow, if a GERD pillow company would like to, they're kind of expensive. So
I figure.
if you send me one, I'll brand name drop your product every Swamp episode. But that's about it.
See, I'm dying to, if we had like a sex toy company like reach out to us.
Yeah.
That'd be my dream fulfilled.
Some things I cannot say on this podcast because my family listens. My mother
Your mom
listens.
but
I was just about to make a bad comment about like something up my butt while we're recording this, but that's
I'm actually using it right now.
Oh my god. And I just know my ad voice would be so insufferable.
Oh my god, no. Like when you have that customer service voice.
I was pulling through the Dairy Queen drive-thru the other day with my friend Rachel, and she was like, Dara, when you like
Swamp manager Rachel?
Swamp manager Rachel, she was like, Dara, you just turn into an NPC. She's like, what is that voice? It's like a customer service voice, but almost different. I'm like, that will be all. Thank you.
That's like Siri.
I would like Butterfinger Blizzard, please.
Oh, that would hit right now. Oh my god.
She's like, what is that voice? I'm like, I just need to make sure that I'm like pronunciating my word. Pronunciating? That's
enunciating.
Pronouncing, enunciating, diction. I want to be clear. I want to be heard. And I want my Blizzard with Butterfingers in it.
See, I'm a mumbler, if you can't tell from this podcast.
I'm like, yeah, to distinct Emily's voice versus my voice is that you dip into like vocal fry a little bit. Your voice is a little deeper than mine, and I'm the one who's fucking screaming. I'm the one with the obnoxious laugh who is talking way too loud. You say something, it's like, what was that? And I'm like, ah! That's the difference.
Yeah. If you still need a reference for who's who, this movie is basically about men who think that they can cheat alcoholism.
They really girl bossed alcoholism. And at one point, they're like, we're not alcoholics because we
can stop whenever we want.
Yeah, they're like, it's like a contained thing, and it's not like we can't control our drinking. It's very controlled drinking, according to them. But obviously, it does kind of get out of hand.
Yeah.
And then they decide to stop. They're like, we're going to stop doing this.
Yeah, once it ruins all of their marriages and one of their friends gets fired because he's...
Well, that happens later because he doesn't stop.
Yeah.
He's like, continues, and then he fucking dies.
Yeah, I forget that this movie's like pretty sad.
So sad because the concept is like kind of silly and goofy. And there are moments
and it
of this
starts
movie
out silly and goofy
that are so funny, and then it gets so sad so fast. It's about like crumbling marriages, substance abuse, death, and like coming to grips with like your relationship with alcohol, because it's pretty interesting because none of them stop drinking like socially.
Hardcore,
or like none of them do like cold turkey or anything.
Yeah. Well, it was funny because we were finishing up this movie and you sat there and you said, yeah, our friend who just died from alcoholism, let's pour one out for him. Let's get some champagne, though.
Which is, it's like a weird... The ending is not quite as like obtuse or concrete as you would expect from a movie that's like, where the thesis is like, alcoholism is bad. Like, duh. Like, But the ending...
You can't cheat it.
The end with the dance sequence was just like it felt
like so like removed from the actual
fever
movie.
dream.
Yeah,
and the music choice so weird.
I love that. I love that song.
I guess if you're gonna take me out of it, pull me out of it.
Yeah, I want to be yanked by the back of my head,
by the scruff of my neck. But Mads Mikkelsen can goofy dance in front of me anytime.
Well, I want to know if he like if he's like Patrick Swayze who like danced. He actually danced.
Oh, I don't imagine that routine took more than 5 minutes of practice and choreography.
Do you think he just improvised it?
That would be good. I would like to think that he did. No, he actually went to what's like the ballet school. Is there like a name? Like I know like Juilliard.
Yeah, I was gonna say Juilliard.
Juilliard Ballet School.
That's all I know.
Mads Mikkelsen teaches a like a winter semester course. It's like only 3 weeks, but it's about Dutch jazz ballet.
Yeah, exactly.
You can enroll, but it's pretty tough to get in. So if you're if you're not on the list.
Of course.
He's so good in this, though. He's great in everything.
Yeah.
But I almost, like, forget. I don't ever forget that he's European, but I forget that he, like, fully is, like...
European.
Yeah. Like, he's got that way about him, but it's like this movie is fully in Dutch.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Wild. We don't cover a lot of foreign films on this.
Yeah.
Foreign. I think we're supposed to say international now.
Yeah, international films.
The word foreign is...
Foreign to me.
Yeah. A foreign language. That's why we couldn't open with a quote. I wish I spoke Dutch.
But anyways, back to this movie.
Oh, yeah.
Here's the thing for me is... Oh, God, what was his name? The guy that plays Nikolai, he's originally the one that, like, brings up, like, the theory and everything like that. He was begging to become an alcoholic. Like, he's the one that brought it up. He's the one that, like, once he saw Mads doing it, he was like, oh, I'm so on board with this. Yes, queen, we're gonna do it.
And he's like, I'm gonna take out my little laptop and I'm gonna document it. And any, like, bad decisions you do, as long as you're documenting it, it's for science. And therefore is rational and good.
He's always the one that is like, let's do a little more. Let's bump it up to 0.1. Let's go through the roof. Let's get blackout tonight.
And the scene where, like, Mads is finally hitting his stride with connecting with the youths.
Yeah.
When he's like a little drunk at work and he's like getting the kids to be really jazzed about history. The friend with Nikolai, and he like pulls him out and he's like, what's your blood alcohol content? He's like, I don't know, like 0.1. He's like, that's fucking perfect. I'm so bad. I just always think of them by like what subject they teach. Yeah. So Mads Mikkelsen, his character's name is what? Martin. Martin's a history teacher, and then there's the music teacher, the gym teacher, and psychology.
I think so. Yeah, Nikolai teaches psychology, or no. I don't know.
I think it was psychology. But what I didn't understand was why at the end the music teacher was the one giving like the oral exam.
Right? I was very confused.
But maybe they do things a little more fast and loose over there. I don't really know. Their whole school also seems to be like in a gymnasium.
Yeah, basically.
Which, who would I say? I don't really understand.
But yeah, no. That music teacher was on some shit because he was fully like giving that kid. He was basically this kid had like an oral exam and everything, and he was like,
"Which have you ever had to do that in your life?" I have not either.
Thank God. Well, I'd
shit myself.
Yeah, I'd be like this kid. This kid's like crying, like really upset. He already failed his last one, and like he's just an anxious mess, which is exactly what I would be. And this teacher, this music teacher, what's his name? Peter. Peter goes and he's like, here, buddy, you want some booze?
Here's
loosen you up a little bit.
Here's a Poland Springs bottle full of warm Svedka.
No, the amount of Smirnoff representation in this movie was crazy.
They had a brand deal.
For sure. But, well, that's the thing, too, is throughout this movie, they kind of, like, get caught a little bit, like, at times and everything like that. Like, the gym teacher, Tommy, has like 3 different bottles in his like gym locker room kind of thing, like, you know, where you keep all like the balls and all the all the utilities for gym class and everything. He's got like 3 different bottles, and he's like, and the janitor goes in there and finds them. I'm like, dumbass, when I was like 17, I knew better. You put it in a water bottle, you put it in anything else, you don't just leave it in the bottle. Idiot. Yeah, well, obviously he's the one who sort of takes a turn for the worse, so let's assume that, like, maybe, you know, better judgment was not on the table. But yeah, they all do start kind of getting caught because Mads Mikkelsen shows up and fully just walks into a wall at work. I felt that scene. I felt it in my bones. Like, just the way, I mean, like, I feel like everyone's kind of walked into, like the corner of a door, like, every, like, once or twice.
I fall. I'm a faller. I will hit the ground hard.
Yeah.
I will fall asleep standing up, and I will fall flat on my back.
Yep, that sounds about right for you.
Also, not to endorse unhealthy drinking behaviors, but I do feel like a fair amount of that will be in the conversation. And you and I both drink, socially, a fair amount. I would say maybe like average for our age or whatever. But I don't endorse getting so drunk that you do something stupid or hurt yourself or whatever. But obviously that is simply the reality some of the time.
Yeah. But this movie is basically just 4 men going through a midlife crisis, and they're like, you know what helps? Booze.
Get a little drinky drink.
A little drinky drink. Well, it's so funny because, I feel like right now in my life, once you sort of get out of college, you're kind of trying to, wean back from that, I guess, and become an adult and, drink reasonably instead of, having, 75% of a bottle of wine on a Tuesday.
100% of a bottle of wine every night of the week.
Yeah.
No, not quite that. But I did not have the traditional college experience. I didn't really do a lot of socializing or so I've always been sort of a drinker in the way of it's just me and a bottle of wine and a movie kind of thing, which can be just as bad. If, I guess less factors for bad things to happen, but still it's but I think this movie is an interesting spotlight on drinking culture in Europe versus America, because I know it's fairly different because the drinking age is a lot lower there. Here it's 21, and I think over a lot of parts there it's 18, or some places is lower, maybe even
16. I think in Germany, maybe?
I don't know. But I think it's fairly normalized for, high school students to be, legally drinking. That's you can run that. And I think over here, it's you sneak around a lot, right? It's it's not kids here aren't drinking. It's just you have to hide it a lot more.
Exactly.
Which I think creates a much different dynamic.
Yeah. Because I think for a lot of kids, it was kind of when you have it, you have to make the most of it, and kids you end up being young and having your first blackouts that way, and I don't think it's healthy.
No,
I'm not saying lower the drinking age or anything like that, but it might be a little helpful. It might create a healthier
what's that quote from Mean Girls? It's if you're gonna do it, I'd rather you do it in the house.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
But not to say that.
Because I think that kids, whose parents were, reasonable and understanding and being I know you're, 17, I know you're going to start drinking and everything like that. I'd rather you be safe about it and be here with an adult while you're doing it instead of, out in, someone's basement. Yeah, that you don't know.
Yeah, it's also good to, gauge your limits.
Yeah.
Fairly early, so that then when you are, out and about, you're not, getting yourself into, harmful, illegal, disruptive situations. But not to say that this movie is showing healthy drinking habits of young people, because it starts off with them playing IRL Mario Kart.
I love it.
Why?
Yeah, I think that the intro for this movie is wonderful. I really like the I don't know. I feel whenever they show the kids partying, it truly is really does bring a lot of fun to the movie and everything like that. And contrast, because it's just these 4 sad old stinky men. Otherwise,
and
it's refreshing.
It's an interesting
palate cleanser
take that part of why they're drinking is because it makes them relate to these kids more.
Yeah,
of that they're high school teachers, and I think both the music teacher and the history teacher both have these moments where they feel they're that they're doing better at their job because they're drunk at work, and it's how do I relate to a 16-year-old? Pop a little White Claw, before teaching them about World War II.
Come on.
But I think in reverse, the gym teacher was always the one shown as that it was hindering his job performance.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we are in a situation that has happened in the past, and that is that I told Jen the wrong movie. So I don't think your theme is too intertwangled, but if it is deeply intertwangled with the incorrect movie, it'll be a nice little break from talking about booze to talking about something that should have been for a Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs episode. So as always, my lovely mother Jen is here to do her interim podcast segment, Chocolate or Vanilla. She says 2 things. We all say which one we like better. Jen, how are you?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Can't complain.
I'm pretty solid.
Nice. So yeah, I thought it was cloudy with a chance of meatballs. But I'm gonna turn it into a drinking game. Let's drink every time we say the word breadsticks, because we're going to the Olive Garden.
Oh, fuck yeah.
All right, hell yeah.
Because when you think of Olive Garden, you think of the breadsticks.
Yeah.
This is true. Which I will eat them when I'm there, but I do not understand people who would like literally like bust a gasket over the Olive Garden breadsticks. Like they're fine.
They're
I
okay.
think I would go there just for the salad and breadsticks.
The salad,
I like the salad
dressing.
Yeah.
That's another. Okay, well let's get into it.
Okay. So, chocolate or vanilla?
Chocolate.
Vanilla.
Chocolate, vanilla, or strawberry?
Jen, you didn't say.
Oh, chocolate. Sorry, chocolate, vanilla, or strawberry?
Chocolate.
I'm gonna go say strawberry today.
Ooh, I think I'm gonna go strawberry too. This strawberry kind of day.
Yeah, it's lovely out. It feels like summer's coming.
Nice. Yes,
And
I
strawberry
agree.
gives me that.
Chocolate, vanilla, strawberry, or chocolate chip?
Okay, we're full. Wow.
We
Okay.
have 1-4.
I'm still gonna go chocolate.
I'll stick with strawberry right now.
All right, I'm gonna go chocolate chip. I love chocolate chip. All right, first one is for your sauce. You want marinara or meat sauce?
Marinara. I typically like even when I make like sauce at my house by myself, I don't really fuck with like putting meat in the sauce just as a rule. Because if you want to add a protein to your thing, like do that after. I don't feel the need.
I like a meat sauce, like a ragu or something. Like
It's called a bolognese.
Yeah. I like a meat sauce. I'll go for the meat sauce.
Me too. I'm going meat sauce. The next one is the 4. So here are your beer choices at the Olive Garden: Bud Light, Coors Light, Miller Light, or Mick Ultra.
I'll go. Only 3 light beers?
And a low carb beer. They have no regular beer.
I guess that makes sense. The last time I was at the Olive Garden, they like had the menu and then it said like see the kiosk for the full drink menu. So I had to interact with one of those stupid fucking iPads to like see the rest of the drink menu. And I'm like, you can't, I feel like such a boomer, but I'm like, you can't just give me the rest of you can't print the rest of the drink menu.
Yeah, right.
You're already listing 47 different kinds of pasta on here. You can't tell me like what 6 cocktails you offer. Jesus.
And the drink menu there it's just like light beer and like white Zinfandel, and that's it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right? You really had to make me touch an iPad for that? God. I don't really fuck with light beer, but I guess what's the least offensive? Miller Lite? Sure.
I'm definitely more of a Mick Ultra person if I'm having a light beer, so I'll stick with that.
All right, I think of those, I would probably go Bud Light, but I also don't typically drink beer with my meals unless it's a burger.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
or some kind of like a sandwich.
That's fair.
Yeah, who the fuck wants a light beer with their fettuccine Alfredo?
Yeah, it's fucked up.
That does
God.
not match. That does not match. Next one. You want never-ending soup or never-ending salad?
Never-ending salad. We used to, like, as a family, have this, like, obsession with the salad dressing, and they didn't sell it in grocery stores at this point in time. This is, like, 2008. And we would go to the Olive Garden, but like then ask that you could like get them at the hostess stand, like to go. And then we like ran like a distribution operative out of our house because we would like get them for like
Friends and family.
Yeah, like for the Olive Garden, which obviously then they were just like we should just put this in grocery stores. But I do believe it is my Italian dressing of choice. I think it has some in the fridge.
The house,
Nice.
the house dressing here.
Yeah, it's a good one. I'm gonna go for the unlimited salad as well. I feel like that's like it can't be messed up. It's very standard.
Me too. Never-ending salad, as long as it comes with never-ending breadsticks.
I want the never-ending cheese.
Oh my god, they're like say when, and I'm like I'm not gonna.
You're gonna run out of that block.
Leave the block.
For real. Last time I was at Olive Garden, we asked them to leave the cheese thing, and they did.
Oh.
Hack. Secret menu hack. Don't ever say when.
Next, for your dipping sauces, you want marinara, Alfredo, or 5 cheese marinara.
What am I dipping?
Your
the bread?
breadstick.
I didn't know you could get dipping for the bread. I feel like you use the bread to like sop up whatever your meal is. But I'm intrigued by this 5 cheese situation, so I'll go for that.
Yeah, 5 cheese sounds sexy to me, so I'll stick with that.
For the sweep. It looked good too on the picture. All right, so next for your app, you want fried mozzarella or calamari?
Fried mozzarella. I don't even finish that sentence. I don't know if this is like uppity of me, but I don't really know how I feel about like squid from
chain calamari.
Yeah.
No, I agree. And I had calamari for the first time in a while recently. It's like okay. It's just a little too chewy for me. It's a little weird. I don't like seeing the tentacles.
Yeah.
But yeah, I will also join you on the fried mozzarella.
And the taste of it's just like whatever it's with.
Like a good sauce or whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I will go fried mozzarella also, but now I have a side question.
Okay.
Yes.
Do you want your fried mozzarella in a square, a triangle, or like a tube? Like
sticks, you mean?
Yeah.
Well, I think a triangle, sure. I think any of those I'm not offended by any sort of fried cheese.
Yeah.
I like all shapes and sizes. I'm inclusive.
I would prefer anything except for the stick, because I feel like with the stick, I end up like swallowing the mozzarella whole and choking on it a lot if it's a stick. So yeah, either a square, you know what, a triangle does sound nice.
Yeah, I'm gonna go square. I like cutting the squares in half and turning them into triangles with the goopy stuff coming out. Next one, you want lasagna frita, which is like fried lasagna in roll-ups, or do you want toasted ravioli?
Ooh, both of those sound good, but the concept of like deep frying a piece of lasagna sounds super fucked up, and I'm really into it.
See, I think the fried ravioli sounds best to me.
Yeah, for some reason, I'm not a big, toasted ravioli or fried ravioli fan. I don't know why? But
it's just breadcrumbs.
But that lasagna frita is my favorite app at Olive Garden.
Okay, Maya has some input.
Hello. No, I don't know what you're talking about because I haven't heard anything.
Fried ravioli, or it's like a lasagna roll up.
Okay, fried ravioli for sure.
Right?
Lasagna roll up sounds like kind of scary. Like it sounds really like
scary but yummy.
But you gotta be adventurous. You gotta put yourself out there.
What if I just fry everything and then eat it? Always.
Yeah, that's the situation at hand, I believe.
Next one is eggplant parm, chicken marsala, or chicken parm.
Chicken parm.
Chicken parm, for sure.
Is Maya gonna go?
Oh, do you now you're in it.
Okay, you know what?
Surprise guest.
I love eggplant parm. I know that's like everyone prefers chicken, but like eggplant parm has something that chicken doesn't. It like has like a texture and like a little bit of a twang that chicken doesn't.
Yeah, I like eggplant parm too. It's something I can't make at home very well, so I like it, and it makes me feel like I'm a vegetarian. Like I'm not, but I like feel like I'm gonna have eggplant parm.
You're so healthy.
Jen's cosplaying as a vegetarian
at the Olive Garden. Oh my god.
Okay, the next one is, do you want as your meal this thing called the Tour of Italy, which is a little plate, all on one plate, chicken parm, lasagna, and fettuccine alfredo? Or do you want chicken and shrimp carbonara?
This is really embarrassing, but the last time I was at the Olive Garden, I did get the Tour of Italy.
Did you finish it?
Absolutely not. But yeah, it's like, I'll have one of everything, please. You get it all. So I'll pick with that. And also, I feel like I don't really fuck with like seafood having cheese mixed with it.
Yeah, that's pretty hit or miss. I'm also gonna go for the Tour of Italy, because why would I not want, again, everything?
I'm gonna go for the carbonara because I like carbonara.
You're also a seafood slut.
And I love seafood, yeah.
I'm going to go Tour of Italy because I like the idea of a shrimp carbonara, but I don't want to mix chicken and shrimp together in the same dish.
You have this weird thing where you don't want chicken and eggs to like be together in the same dish, and I just think that's really close-minded of you.
I think a lot of people agree with me. It's just, it's two things in the Yeah, this
Mother and son.
Too close.
Mothers from their children.
One or the other.
Chicken fried rice with scrambled eggs in it, Jen? Come on.
I was gonna say, you must have a terrible time at hibachi then.
So next one is spaghetti and meatballs or fettuccine alfredo.
Fettuccine Alfredo.
Yeah, the Alfredo for sure. Oh my god, I'm not just trying to pick the opposite of you guys, but like spaghetti and meatballs kept me alive in college. I had it like 3 to 4 times a week. So spaghetti and meatballs for Stockholm syndrome of that.
I'm gonna go fettuccine. First of all, I think fettuccine, it's awesome when you're eating it and you feel gross the minute you're done.
Yep.
That's true.
Right?
Every single thing you've said.
Yeah,
up
true.
until now.
True that.
Like,
And
I'm bombing the Olive Garden bathroom after the words.
And spaghetti and meatballs, although it's a really fun dish and everything, you can totally make it yourself, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
Maya did several many hundreds
several
of
times a week.
It like got to the point where my eyes would just glaze over when I started cooking it, and then by the time I was done, I was like, "What just happened?" Just blacked out.
Autopilot. Tiramisu, chocolate brownie lasagna, it's not lasagna. It's like a chocolate brownie cake that's just like layered.
I would hope it's not lasagna.
Or the Sicilian cheesecake with strawberry topping.
But no, obviously I'm not gonna. Imagine looking your waitress in the eye and saying, "I'll have the chocolate lasagna." No, I'll go tiramisu because I feel like that's probably a pretty safe choice.
I fucking love a tiramisu. You can't go wrong. Like, that is, besides like a creme brulee, if that's on the menu, I'm probably getting it. Yeah, because there's like so many different ways people make tiramisu. Like, it's always good. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so timely because my New Year's resolution is to try to figure out how to make tiramisu.
Nice.
Well, you figured it out. You can follow a recipe, but
I want to perfect
successfully.
I want to perfect
execute.
tiramisu. So when I get it down, I'll have you guys over.
We went to the store and spent 45 minutes looking for mascarpone cheese and ladyfingers. Not either of them. Not where you think they'd be.
But that is it for Olive Garden chocolate or vanilla.
This is not sponsored content. The Olive Garden did not pay us to express any opinions. Any opinions expressed are not from the corporate level of Olive Garden. Just to clarify, in case anyone thought we were running a 20-minute ad for the Olive Garden. I think I've said this every week now. If they'd like us to, if they'd like to send me some salad dressing, who's to say? But Jen, as always, thank you so much. Thank you for making me hungry. And we'll see you next week.
All right, thank you. I love you guys. Have an awesome day.
Bye.
Bye.
I'll tell you what, there's a couple unrealistic things about this movie. And one of them is the fact that none of these motherfuckers gain weight at all. Like, you're getting big.
Yeah.
If you're doing this every day.
Yeah.
Like, you're doubling your calorie intake, basically.
For sure.
I don't think it ever depicts them really being hungover, except for, like, after they had, like, a rage
Their
the
bender.
night before.
When they're like, let's binge drink, but, like, for science. And I'm like, that's just a night out with the boys.
For real.
It doesn't have to be for science.
It's like that one friend that's always trying to justify whatever they do.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, he's like, my MacBook is out and open, and I'm recording this, so it's a podcast. We're podcasting our binge drinking experience. Nobody wants that. But yeah, I think two of them are married, right? And it's like immediately their marriages and family life just like go to shit. Mm-hmm. But the one thing that I like related to was that Mads Mikkelsen was like a little bit drunk, and he was like to his wife, he's like, let's go on a canoeing trip. And she's like, okay. And then she's like, I did not think you were legit about that. And he's like, again, drunk during the daytime. And he's like, no, like I meant it. I'm the motherfucker who will make some whack plans when I'm drunk, and then I'm sober, and I'm like, why did I say we were gonna do that? Like the last time I was drunk, I agreed to play tennis with someone. I do not own a tennis racket. Like, what?
That's so funny. Oh
but
my goodness.
I'm really known for like I'll buy the tickets to the thing like while I'm drunk.
Yeah.
And
forget about it.
And then be like, oh, I bought us all tickets to like go to this thing when I was drunk because I thought it would be a good idea. But that you have to follow through with it, which is kind of good, I guess.
Yeah.
But I'm totally the depiction of like when you're a little tipsy and you're like, that would be fun. Let's do it. Yeah.
I'm like going into like my work app and like taking the day off for it. But
sober me is like, Dara, you don't play tennis.
what are you doing? Shut up.
You don't own a canoe. We can't go canoeing.
Wait, can we talk about the canoe scene and like they're on family vacation and
then they fuck in that tent.
They fuck in the tent
10 feet away from their sons.
And listen, his wife ain't quiet because guess what? Mads Mikkelsen's dick is so good, she starts crying.
No, and I'm like,
anyone ever had that?
No.
I feel like it's usually like the opposite. Like
No.
dick's so bad, I'm crying.
Oh my God, not on a camping trip though. Like,
bro, like I know there's like a rock like jammed in between her shoulder blades right now.
Oh my God, there's like a twig in her hair.
They're actually doing it up against a tree.
Oh my God, top 10 worst places to fuck. I would say
Camping.
a tent is for sure up there.
Yeah. No,
but Mads Mikkelsen, I would settle for a tent if it, if push came to shove.
Yeah. He's one of those. I don't find him very sexy in this movie, but I think that's the point.
Yeah, I mean, he's sexy all the time because he just is hot. But yeah, his character isn't particularly alluring.
No.
I think that's the point, is that they're like born, like that their mediocrity is their like downfall, basically. And he asks his wife, he's like, am I boring? And she's like, compared to what?
When you were young? Fuck
like,
yeah. Yeah, you're not 21 anymore, Mads. Come on, baby, be serious. This movie takes such a sharp turn. Because I feel like it's like so fun until like a little over the halfway point and the alcoholism hits quick.
Well, I mean, I would say that that's a great, metaphor for drinking.
Oh, yeah.
It's fun until it's not.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, but I did not really see this movie getting so sad so fast. But I guess, thinking about critically what it's about, obviously that was kind of a, I don't know, a logical turning point.
Yeah.
Is that something bad was going to happen? Because you can't, it's not sustainable. You can't do that forever.
Yeah, no, this movie is so sad. I'm like, there was one part, you look at me and you're like, doesthedogdie.com?
Oh my God.
Because, oh God, I can't remember his name. Tommy. Yeah, Tommy basically goes out on the boat and I'm assuming drowns. Or something like that.
Yeah, something. They do not get into the gruesome depiction of his death, which I was kind of thankful for. Yeah. But he brings his dog on the boat, and I'm like, not the dog.
The poor debilitated dog that can't even like piss by itself.
Oh my God. It's the details like that. I don't watch enough European movies to make any like judgments or statements or whatever, but I feel like a lot, like compared to American films versus European films, is that like American films are about like a person in a situation and how they're dealing with the things that are happening to them. A lot of European movies are about like the internal conflict, right? Like we see a lot of like long shots of Mads Mikkelsen like eyes glassed over, and you can, and I mean the acting is brilliant. You can tell what he's feeling and thinking. They don't have to say it, and it's putting a lot of faith in the audience to understand like what's trying to be said. Whereas I think a lot of American movies are like, this guy has to deal with this thing. How will he do it? Which is what's happening here, but it's a lot more about like how they're feeling. Yeah, subtlety, I guess, is something that I'm mostly just thinking of this and Worst Person in the World.
I love that movie. I feel like you watched that finally?
I did, yeah. I feel like it was tonally kind of similar as far as like dealing with, I don't know, like not extreme, like real human, I don't know, situations, but it's more about like the internal struggle. But I feel like if like this was an American movie about substance abuse, it would be like, he's a basketball coach with a troubled past.
Oh my God, yeah.
Like, it doesn't need to be doing all that. Ben Affleck.
It so would be Ben Affleck. It's
always Ben Affleck, and he's always a basketball coach.
I can't do it anymore.
So it's Casey Affleck burning his house down. I have a question for you.
Okay, yeah.
So obviously this movie is about drinking. It's about like long-term drinking. And they drink a myriad of,
so much.
Every alcohol across the board.
Red wine, champagne, a lot of vodka.
Yep. And then they have like bourbon at one point. Definitely.
Sazerac, there's absinthe in a cocktail.
Yep. Plenty of, booze to pick from. If you could only have one kind of booze for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Not vodka.
While you're taking a moment to think, my favorite question to ask at like icebreakery party question is one cheese for the rest of your life, because that you have to there's a lot of things to consider, like what's good on pasta versus a sandwich versus you're never gonna get the perfect cheese that is applicable for everything, so you have to pick like what is the cheese for me. So in this case, what is the booze for you?
See, part of me wants to say wine. Yeah, I think because there's enough variation with wine. Do I have to pick red or white?
Yes, and I want specifics. A Chard, a Pinot.
Oh, it's like, I think.
I guess that maybe is making it too specific, though, because if you had said, like, vodka, I wasn't going to ask for, like, a brand or a flavor or anything. Yeah. So I guess, red or white, though.
I think white. I think a white.
Unfortunately, I'm going to be boring and agree with you.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say tequila, and I don't think that's sustainable for the rest of my life. Gin, if I had to pick a hard liquor, I'd say gin, because I think flavor-wise it changes a lot. I mean, with the aromatics and all that shit. I don't know.
And gin in a cocktail can be,
Yeah, I think there's a lot you can do with gin. I think tequila limits you a little bit.
I ordered a gin and tonic at a bar once, and the bartender looked at me and said, "That's an old man drink."
Yeah. And since when? I love a gin and tonic. Right? Maybe that's because my dad likes a gin and tonic, and we always had tonic water in the house.
But I was like, first of all, I don't need your judgment.
Second of all, I am an old man.
But she's like, what's a young girl like you order? I'm like, what do you want me to order? A fucking apple teeny?
Fuck off.
Oh my God. I will say, the drinks that I think would get these men to stop, full stop, are the drinks that were served to us today at brunch. We had a cute little hungover brunch after a night out on the town. And you pretty accurately described this place as like feeling very cringe millennial in the way that it's like a neon sign that says girl boss. Yeah. Not we all generations have our flaws, but unfortunately I do think the
millennials have
is in the aesthetic,
like the most offensive.
But so these drinks,
aesthetically offensive.
These drinks had like rubber ducks
in them,
floating in them.
Yeah. My sister Alyssa was with us, and she got one, and they like rimmed the glass with like marshmallow. Oh my God!
I'm gonna describe this to you, and I want you to stop at the point where like it becomes simply too much.
Yes.
So it's a cup, a standard stemmed glass of sorts, filled with what it was just like a bubbly cocktail. So it's probably part champagne, part like fruit juice, sort of a Bellini and mimosa situation, but a little
Nothing
more,
crazy.
a little whatever. Fine. Then
fine.
it's the cup is on a metal lunch tray.
Yep.
Why? Okay, that's where I'm gonna stop. That's where I'm stopping, that this is already getting too complicated.
Well, keep telling them.
Paper straw, which we love the sea turtles, so that's whatever, but it is gonna like disintegrate into the drink. So let's invest in maybe some like recycled plastic or something. I don't know. The glass is rimmed around the rim, but then dripping down the entire outside, so that you cannot physically pick up this cup other than the stem is you can touch, but the part of the cup that typically your hand goes on is covered in marshmallow fluff and strawberry jam puree
syrup,
and sprinkles.
Yep.
This is you're not stopping me yet. This is already.
When should I? I would stop when on the plate it's covered in fruity pebbles.
And then the last step though is that the
that's
lunch
the
tray.
last step.
The last step is that's the last thing that was just.
I think the rubber duck inside of it
is the last. Okay, yeah,
is the thing that.
But on the lunch tray was just like a smattering of fruity pebbles.
Yeah.
Was she supposed to lap that up like a starved dog? Like what?
Yeah.
Even I ordered Very standard mimosa at brunch. And that, I think, was they were doing the least of the most with it. But it was still, there was a rubber duck in it. And I'm like, I cannot consume this. If you're being so worried about like being wasteful or environmentally sustainable with your disintegrating paper straws, put a plastic duck in every single drink.
Yeah.
But there's also a drink on the menu that came in a small bathtub.
Yep.
With the ducks, which is, I'm here for the drama con flamma, the flirty little whimsy of a cocktail. Mm-hmm. I'm here for it, but what the fuck was going on? Serve those men that drink and they'd be like, yeah, cold turkey, I'm all set. I'm done with it.
I'm good, actually.
Done with it.
I think that the philosophy teacher would have actually really liked it.
He's like, no, my MacBook is out. I'm documenting, how this is.
But speaking of cocktails, do we want to get into our regularly scheduled programming?
Yeah.
We can talk food or drink first?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, because that's like a transition.
Yeah. That's the thing that the podcasters do.
Oh my god. Wow. That's crazy how you did that. This is awful of me to say, but I think you should drink 40 ounces of ice water. I'm thinking this movie, at points in this movie, I'm like, maybe I should have a drink in the morning. And then it's like, no, that is not the thing I'm supposed to take away from this. So I think you should, standard, I like to tell everyone, is your body weight divided by 2 and then in ounces. So if you weigh 100 pounds, 50 ounces of water is what you should drink in a day. Mm-hmm. So 40 is, probably a little bit under what you should have in a day, but I think you should drink, like the people who go to the gym who have those like gallon bottles that have the little tick marks on them that says like, keep going. Yeah. Hydrate, queen. You're almost there. Get one of those and like fully down. I think 40 ounces is not too much. A gallon, I think how long is this movie? Like 90 minutes?
That's like 2 hours.
It's not reasonable to tell you to drink a gallon of water, but I think 40 ounces is pretty. Yeah. But put little marks on your water bottle that say like, keep going. Alcoholism is bad. Yeah. Piss clear, queen. That's me and my friends.
Instead of a Borg, it's just a jug of water.
Me and my friends, instead of trying to sustain a blood alcohol content level, me and my girlies, we're trying to see who can who can piss clear 100% of the time. That's the real challenge.
It's a good one. I like that. I like that a lot.
And then in real life, I was not hungover, but I ate like stupid hangover food.
What was it?
And so this is getting kind of deep into my fucked up cooking situation that I always just like I add more and more until it's like really
it's terrifying.
It's an abomination.
It's a monster.
But so for St. Patrick's Day, I made corned beef pizza with like potato corned beef pizza, which is its own entire thing. But so then I had all this like corned beef brisket. And I'm like, what am I going to do with this before it gets bad? Yeah. So I made scalloped potatoes.
Oh my God.
With corned beef and then caramelized onions and cabbage in the scalloped potatoes.
I'm sopping right now.
It was so, like, I used maybe a stick of butter. Oh, like, it was so much. And then I had that left over, and then I put a fried duck egg.
What the fuck?
It was stupid. It was stupid.
That's hot. That's really hot.
But I was like, if I'm going to watch the drinking movie, I should eat hangover food. So I think, like, whatever your, like, greasy, sloppy hangover cure is... Yeah. You should maybe have that for this, or just a second glass of water. But what about you? You mentioned shrimp.
Yes. I think that I'm gonna take this the approach of a summer movie kind of thing, because the weather over there looks lovely all the time, and they drink a lot of vodka, so I wanted to go for a vodka based drink. And I think that you drink a shandy, so it's basically like vodka, beer, lemon juice.
Vodka and beer?
Yep.
Oh, Del Shandy.
Yeah, like a shandy. Yeah. Any sort of, make it yourself, get Del's, or whatever shandy is your preference.
That has vodka in it?
I think so.
Since when? I always just thought it was lemon-flavored beer. Am I on one?
No,
so wait,
what is it?
It's vodka, beer, and lemon.
Vodka, beer, lemon, some grated ginger, some mint.
Cute.
Yeah. So I think you do that, and I think that you grill up some shrimp. beforehand, like skewered and everything like that, and you have like a nice
kebab.
Yeah, some kebab shrimp.
Wow.
Yeah.
I find it personally really offensive when the tail is kept on.
Yeah. Oh my god, we got dinner last night, and I got like gnocchi with shrimp in it.
But the tails on.
Tails were on. I'm sitting there. I'm like,
I don't want to detail my own shrimp.
Yeah.
Especially integrated in a pasta dish.
It's like covered in sauce. I'm like, am I supposed to peel this off with my fingers?
My slippery little fingies.
Yeah.
All in the butter
supposed to
sauce.
suck it out.
But yeah, they do eat a lot of shrimp in this movie.
They do eat a lot of shrimp. Yeah. I don't know if that's a Dutch thing, but
who's to say?
Who is to say? The Dutch. You let us know. And okay, so
I feel like fuck, marry, kill, fight with the 4 friends. Yeah, is what makes the most sense.
I'm gonna fuck Mads Mikkelsen
in a tent 10 feet away from your teenage son.
Because I want to cry. It's so good. I want to experience that. And then I'm gonna fuck Mads Mikkelsen. I'm gonna fight the what's his name? The music teacher.
Okay.
What's his name? Peter. I think, because I think he's a dumbass for giving a kid that's gonna try and be in medical school like booze before his exam. Because now this kid, he passed, and now this is giving him like
dependency issues.
Yeah. He's like, oh, I should probably do this like for performance. What happens when he's nervous about a surgery and he has a shot beforehand? Then I die on the table.
Well, you can't afford it because we live in America.
Yeah, because I don't have healthcare. But yeah, so I'm gonna fight him, put him in his place. I'm gonna kill Nikolai, the one that is like obsessed with the what is it? Obsessed with this theory and everything, and really pushes everyone to
the one who pisses
drink.
the bed.
Yeah, who pisses his bed. Yeah, because I also think he's an idiot, and I think that
they're all idiots.
This movie, these guys are so dumb.
Just boys will be boys.
Yeah, really. Boys and their booze. And then I'm gonna marry Tommy because I do think Tommy's a sweetheart.
He's fucking dead.
He's fucking
my
dead.
fucking guy. He fucking dead.
Because if he dies, I can take care of the dog.
Oh,
I'll be there for the dog. Yeah. What about you?
I'm gonna marry Mads Mikkelsen because unlike his wife, I would never cheat on him. Even at his most boring, I still think he's probably fine. Yeah. So I'm gonna marry him because he also seems maybe it's because he's our protagonist, but he does seem the most like level-headed and somewhat reasonable at times. So I'll marry him. Except I will say Husband of the Year award. Not Husband of the Year, but maybe a moment that I thought was nice was when the other one like couldn't find the fresh cod, and they're trashed at the grocery store. So then they decide to go fishing, because he has to get his wife fresh cod. And like honestly, men, what is it like hunting and gathering? Yeah, like the men's primal instinct to provide the fresh cod. None of them were particularly hot, other than Mads Mikkelsen. Yeah, but I'll fuck him because I guess. I'll kill because
he's there.
I'll kill Tommy because he's already dead, and then I will also fight the music teacher who's running an oral exam, who's giving kids water bottle vodka. Yeah. Like that's a lot. To
that's so problematic.
But I want to like just one swift punch to the face. I think would really maybe knock some sense into it.
Yeah, I agree.
And then what do you follow this up with?
I am gonna tell you what I'm gonna follow it up with personally. Like, what I'm actually going to do after this, because I love an actor jump, and I love this franchise. I'm going to watch Casino Royale, the James Bond movie, where Mads Mikkelsen is arguably at some of his sexiest.
Peak.
Yeah.
That glassy eye.
Him beating James Bond's balls.
Oh my god, our first like run-in with the TikTok algorithm was when we got, we got shadow banned for posting a TikTok about cock and ball torture. And then we were like, oh yeah.
You can't do this. Damn.
About him getting whipped in the balls.
It was good. We'll post it on our Instagram, honestly.
Do you think, can you get shadow banned on Reels?
I don't think so.
Maybe we'll post it as a story. So we'll see. I don't like to piss off the higher power gods because they have blessed us with a number of views that I do not think we deserve on many an occasion.
Which also, if you don't follow us on TikTok, do us a solid and give us a follow on TikTok, because I think that we got some really solid, funny content, but also we're very close to 100K. Not to be like the numbers guy.
10K.
Yeah, 10K. God, can you imagine 100K? Jesus Christ, we're very close to 100K downloads though since we started,
which is crazy to think that a number of you. People who listen to this every week, I always like get a little sappy, and I'm like, I really appreciate everyone who listens, but for real, like that's wild, and you're really cool, and I love you, and I'm gonna give you a little smooch through the mic.
Yeah. But what are you gonna follow this up with?
I'm gonna pick a movie about American drinking culture to sort of like foil and specifically like teen American drinking culture. So I'm gonna say you watch Superbad.
Yo, that's good.
Originally, I thought Project X, but I've never actually seen that movie, so I don't.
It's fine.
I don't really know like whether to recommend it or not. But Superbad, I think, is a really good like depiction of like high schoolers desperately trying to get booze, and then they do, and it's like not even that good. like the lust for adventure is more than what a high school party can provide you. Superbad is also just like Bill Hader is a cop, and we love to see him.
Yeah.
And
what would you rate this movie?
I'm gonna give it like a 6.5, 7.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I liked it. I enjoyed it. I'm glad I saw it. I will probably never watch it again. At times, it was not really holding my attention as much because there is virtually no plot.
Yeah.
It's just like guys being dudes, drinking, dealing with their broken marriages, which is like, okay, but then to add that it was also in another language, I was like, if I look at my phone for even a second, I just have no idea what's going everything. On, which a lot of foreign language films don't have that problem for me. Like can still be very gripping, and I'm a subtitle bitch anyway, so like I don't think that is ever an excuse to like not watch a movie, What Bong Joon-ho had like a great quote where he was like, once you stupid Americans get over the crazy hurdle that is subtitles, it will open up like a world of films that you previously like wouldn't allow yourself the pleasure of, which is like definitely so true. Yeah, but at times I was just like, what? Like, okay, yeah. But I did like it. So yeah, 6.5, 7.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think 6.5 is probably a solid place to put it.
And this concludes menu merch. And to move forward, I do think we've been kind of using a crutch lately, and that's what is 2 letters? Alliterations and puns that aren't even that good, because we did Freaky February, we did Menu March, we did January, which wasn't really, I can't even say that was, but so let's take a step back and let's not do an A theme for April, and I'm just gonna give it to you because your birthday is next month, and you are gonna pick every movie with 0 consultation or opinion from me, which is gonna be really great.
I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm excited for you. So it's gonna be just Emily's Lollapalooza Jamboree, big swinging movie jamboree decision time. So don't even think about sending in suggestions,
because I got it.
Because I'm sorry, are you Emily of the Swamp Podcast? No, I didn't think so. So it's not, even if your birthday's in April, start your own podcast. You honestly probably should.
Send in some questions.
Yeah,
that's what you can do. You can always send us questions. Yeah. We love to give a couple of answers. We love to chat with you guys.
I also always just keep a running list of every movie, so you can still suggest movies. We just won't cover them in April, but we will probably get around to it eventually. So yeah, continue movie suggestions, month themes, and we'll probably get back on the alliteration horse,
of course,
pretty soon.
We're sluts for that.
So month themes.
Because I know what we're doing for May, and it is a pun.
Yeah. And
if anyone can guess, because we do this every year.
Yes.
We did.
Crazy to say every year.
Yeah.
This will be our third annual.
That's insane. But for the first year, we did you and May Gregor.
Which was
then,
already just bad to start, like, pun-wise.
And then we did Paul Mano last year. So if anyone can think of, can guess. If you can guess it, I'll give you a kiss. But if anyone can guess the actor and
the May pun.
Yeah, and the May pun, you win all of my love and affection.
You win nothing. $0. But yeah, so that's a podcast. We're gonna go do some binge drinking. Just kidding. We're gonna do some binge drinking of H2O, baby.
Yeah.
Maybe a little.
I'm taking a nap and watching Casino Royale after this.
My binge drinking is like none of it's booze. It's that I need like 4 drinks, and one is juice, one is water, one is coffee, and one is I don't know, a little something spicy. But yes. Also send in what
tomato soup.
Yeah, is soup a drink? I'm microdosing on soup.
Is soup a drink? That's a good question.
No, that's like people are like, is a hot dog a sandwich? No, it's a fucking hot dog, you imbecile.
Maybe I'll eat a hot dog. I do have hot dogs.
Okay, I think with that, goodbye and good night. We love you all. Adios.
Mwah.